later. Okay, so I will show you the book page. You can find this page, it's page 146 in your book. 146, and you can read with me on the screen. Okay. Okay, so it says states of matter. So this is the new subchapter. The big heading would be changes. So unit 5 is changes. And this is unit 5.1, states of matter. Okay. Class, do you have your book open? You will need your book when you do the questions, but we do the questions later. So first we're just going to read. Okay, so let's read together. Okay, it says here, changes of states of matter, solids and liquids and gases. They are the states of matter. Matter can change from one state to another if you heat it or cool it. And the change of state of matter is from one state to another state. And temperature is very important in this change. And we also call it a physical change. Okay, this one we do later. So this one we don't do now. This one we do later. This one we do later. Okay, let's go to, did I miss a little something? I want to read this as well. Okay, so there are 3 states of matter. We have a solid and a liquid and a gas. So there's these 3 states. When you heat something up or cool it down, it can change the state. Like for instance, if the solid ice is heated, it will change to the liquid. Okay, let's go. Okay, so the questions we did it later. So let's go to page 149. Go to page 149 and let's continue to learn about the states of, or the changes in states. Okay, it says here, we learned that if we heat something up or we cool something down, it will change from one state to another state. And these changes are reversible. So you can heat it up, cool it down, heat it up, cool it down, heat it up, cool it down. You can do it many times. And so then it will change from one state to another. And heat is important in these changes. Then it will also change the shape and the size and the volume. Because actually, if you heat the ice, it will become water. And then if you make it gas, it will take more volume. So if it changes to gas, it takes more volume. Okay, and these changes can be reversed. And then we have this very, very important diagram on page 149. Okay. This diagram shows you all the changes between the 3 states. And some of the words you know, and some of the words I think you do not know. So let's see, melting. I'm sure you know about when ice melts. So this is an easy word, melting. Then we have vaporization, is also called evaporation. It's the same. So when you boil water, it will evaporate. And then these words, sublimation and deposition, I think maybe you don't know these words. Because normally we have solid, then liquid, and then gas. But actually it can go straight from the solid to the gas. It's called sublimation. And with the gas, normally it will go to the liquid, but actually it can just go straight to the solid. That is deposition. Okay, here's another student. Let me find the student. I think I know this one. It's another thing. Where is FF now? Did I just lose this student? Okay, I'll find him later. Okay, never mind. Okay. Okay, so this diagram is very important. It shows you the names of the process when things change from one state to another. And I'm sure that some of these words you don't know, but actually there are not many words. Let's see how many are there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only 6 words. And these words are very important. Okay, so now let's look at them one by one. So let's look at each verb one by one. So let's start with melting. So this is on page 150. Okay, page 150, melting. Okay, so when some solids are heated, then there's a change of the state from the solid to the liquid, and this is called melting. And this one you should know, like for ice cubes, because you know Thailand's very hot. So you have some ice cubes in your drink, and then later the ice cubes are gone. Now it's all liquid. That is because of melting. Okay, then we have solidification. So when the liquid is made very cold, or when it's cooled, it will change from the liquid state to the solid state. That is called solidification. Okay, so that's like when you make ice in the freezer, that is solidification. So you take the liquid, you make it really, really cold, then it will become ice. And class, you know that other things can also become ice, other kinds of liquid. Most kinds of liquid, if you make it really, really cold, it will become ice. Some gases can even become ice, like the oxygen. You know, oxygen can even become ice, like the air that we breathe. If you make it really, really cold, it will also become ice. Okay, next one is vaporization. So this one normally is the same as evaporation. So if you want to make coffee and you boil the water, you will see the gas going up. And that is called vaporization or evaporation. That is when the liquid turns into the gas. Okay, so when the liquid is heated, it will change from liquid to gas. There are actually 2 ways to do it. The one is evaporation, which is like you don't have to make it very hot. And then you get boiling. And so boiling is when you make it really hot, it will also turn into a gas. So if you look at the sea, like the ocean, actually there is evaporation on the ocean, even if it doesn't boil. That is why we get rain. It's because the water will turn into gas on top of the ocean, and then it will make clouds. So even if it doesn't boil, it will still turn into vapor or gas. Okay, condensation. This is on page 151. So in your book on page 151, we have condensation. Okay, so if a gas is at a certain level, it will change from a gas to liquid. So if you boil water and there's some steam coming out, if you can hold something like a spoon or something in that gas, you will see it is going to make some drops of water. But don't put your hand inside, because your hand is going to burn. Because if you have steam, it will burn you. So just put a spoon or something inside that steam, you will see some water droplets. Okay, that would be condensation. Then we have sublimation. Now sublimation, I'm sure it's a word you don't know, but we can practice to say these words a bit later. Sublimation is when the solid becomes a gas. So if you look at ice cubes carefully, you will see there's some little bit of water vapor above the ice cubes. So actually, that is when a little bit of the water will go straight to the gas. It doesn't go to the liquid first, it goes straight to the gas. Okay, so it says here, when some solids are heated, They may change from the solid directly to the gas without going to the liquid. This is called sublimation. Okay, and here's some things that can sublime: camphor, dry ice, naphthalene, and iodine. Naphthalene is mothballs. You use it to kill moths and insects. So these little balls can turn to the gas straight. Okay. Then we have deposition. That's pretty much, it's the last one. Deposition. The deposition is the reverse of this one. So it's not from solid to the gas, but actually from the gas to the solid. Okay, so when some gases are cooled, they change their state directly from the gas to the solid without going to the liquid. And iodine is an example. If you have iodine vapor and it will go up and then it can change straight to a to solid. Okay, and this one we don't have to do now. Yeah, let's do this one now. The effects of changes of matter. Okay, this is just about the water cycle, hail, ice cream, hailstones, and other things. And this is the naphthalene balls. So these are the ones that you put it in your closet, it will kill some insects and moths. Okay, class, at this stage, I want you to practice how to say the words. So I want you to say the words with teacher, because these are maybe words that you have not used before. So everybody, please say melting.
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 Okay, solidification. Solidification. Class, let's practice the 6 words. There are only 6 words. Let's practice to say solidification.
Solidification.
Good. Okay, these words are very important and you have to practice how to say it, because I will give you examples now and you have to say the words. Okay, next one. Vaporization.
Vaporization.
Good. Vaporization. Vaporization. Okay. Next one. Condensation.
Condensation.
Good. 5. Sublimation.
Sublimation.
And 6. Deposition.
Deposition.
That's it. Okay, class, now I'm going to give you some examples and I want you to look at the picture, at this picture in your book, because it will help you to get the answers. Okay, this is page 149. It has all the words in this picture. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some examples. You have to give me the right verb. Okay, so let's stop this one. Let's go to my PPT. And this is it. Okay. So I will give you some examples of the things that you can see in real life. And then you have to say, what is the verb? So the first one, so you buy an ice cream, but it's so hot. And now what is happening to your ice cream? This is like a nightmare. It's so bad, you know, it's like you buy an ice cream, you want to eat the ice cream, but you have to eat very fast because it's hot. So what is happening to the ice cream?
Melting.
Good job. Melting, that's it. Okay, so we finished one word already. So we finished melting. Okay, so this is what happens when the solid becomes the liquid. It's called melting. Okay, next one. This is a candle. And you know when the candle is really hot, the wax will be a liquid. But later on, when the candle cooled down, that wax will make a new shape, like kind of like a funny shape. So what happened to the wax now? It was a liquid and now it's a solid. So what happened to the wax? The liquid to solid is what?
Solidification.
Good job, very smart. That's it. Solidification. So this word solid just means that the liquid becomes solid. That's solidification. Okay. Okay, next one. Now, you're washing your clothes. So this is your laundry or your clothes, and you put it all in the laundry washer. You use a lot of soap, and you make it clean. But now the clothes is quite wet. And you put it on a washing line or a cloths line. And if you leave it in the sun, maybe just for 6 hours or 7 hours, you'll feel that the clothes are dry. So the clothes are not wet anymore. So what happened to the water? Why is the clothes dry? So the clothes is wet. Now they are dry. So what happened to the water? So it's not solidification. It's not melting. The water the class, you have to guess some words. So look at the verbs. There are 6. So we've got melting, solidification, vaporization, condensation. So if you have from the liquid to the gas, what is the word?
Vaporization.
Very good. Vaporization, also called evaporation. That is what happened to the water. So the clothes is very wet because there was water on the clothes. Now you put it in the sun. Now the clothes are dry. Why? Because vaporization, the water just goes to the gas and the water is gone. Okay, next one. Okay, so you have a glass of soda, maybe a glass of Coca-Cola. Inside is ice. So this glass is very, very cold. Now you will see there's some water droplets on the table. But where does the water come from? Do you think the water comes from the glass? Where does this water come from? The table is wet because the glass is cold. So we have something from a gas to a liquid, because the gas is in the air and the liquid is on the table.
Condensation.
Good job, good job. Condensation, that's where the water comes from. It doesn't come from the glass, no. It comes from the air. Because there is water in the air and the glass is cold, and now the water will turn from the gas, it will turn to the liquid, and this is called condensation. Okay, now you're going to a concert and they have frozen CO2. Actually, it is not smoke, it's frozen CO2. And that's why it kind of looks like smoky, looks like smoke. Looks spooky, looks magical, and it looks like a cloud. And this is not smoke, this is CO2. So the CO2 was a solid like this, and then it turns into the gas. And what do we call this process? Solid to gas.
Sublimation.
Good job. Sublimation is right, yes. Okay, so if you have something which is a solid, It goes straight to the gas. It doesn't go to liquid. It goes straight to the gas. And the word is sublimation. Okay, I'm not sure there's another one. Yeah, there's one more. Okay, and this will never happen in Thailand because Thailand is so hot, you know, this will never happen. Okay, so we have the day, and then here's the grass, and here's the sun. Very nice day. And during the night, something happened. There's some ice crystals on the grass. It's called frost. But where does the ice come from? It's a very cold night. And in the morning when you wake up, you can see that there's some ice on the grass. And where does the ice come from? So actually it comes from the air. So it's a gas to a solid.
Deposition.
Very good. You got it. Deposition. That's it. So when frost forms, we call it deposition. And you know, in Thailand, I don't think there's a lot of frost because in Thailand it's too hot. So you never get frost. But in England, you will see frost, and that's called deposition. I don't know if teacher Siri knows the Thai word for frost, because I know that maybe the children don't know frost. Okay, but anyway, frost is when you get ice on the grass. It's frost. But you're right, it's deposition is the right word. It is deposition. Okay, that's it. That's it. Okay, class. So now I had examples of all the different kinds of changes in state. The first one we had when the ice cream melts, melting. When the candle wax goes from the liquid to the solid, solidification. When the clothes are wet and then suddenly they dry, it means that the water evaporated, vaporization. When the water comes from the air and then becomes a liquid, it's called condensation. When something is a gas and then something is a solid and then goes to a gas, that's sublimation. And when something is a gas and turning into a solid, that is deposition. Okay, now we can do the book pages. Okay, class, please go to page 146. And while you open your book, I'm just going to switch on my aircon. Page 146. Okay. Okay, class, so let's do this together. So when you're making ice cubes, what do we call this? When you're making ice cubes. You're taking the liquid and you're making it a solid. So it's called what? So making it a solid. I make it a solid. So it is
Solidification.
okay, good. I was a bit impatient there, but you're right. Solidification. Okay. Okay, so you can write in your book, page 146, you can write number 1, solidification. Okay, number 2, as you can see, yeah? Let's see, what is his name? Bond, or number 8? Oh no, sorry, your cartoon 1, number 9. Cartoon 1? What is number 2?
Melting.
Melting, yes, that's it, yes. So the ice cube, just put it in the hot sun, it's going to melt. Okay, the third one, when you boil water, it becomes really hot. And that liquid turns into a gas, and we say it's what?
Vaporization.
That's it, good job. And yeah, idea 2, that is very cute. Okay, vaporization is right when you're making the gas from the liquid. Okay, then we have this one. Okay, so this is, we're not going to do the experiment, but at least I did give you some examples. So it says here, we will look at the changes of states of matters when we heat something or cool it down. Okay, so does heat affect the change of matter? What happens when we heat things down or cool it, when we heat things up or cool things down? So the hypothesis is what happens. And it should be something like there's a change of state. So when you heat it up or when you cool it down, there's a change of state. That's it, yeah. So class, please write. Heating it up, cooling it down will affect its change of state. It will change into something else. And there are only 3 states that you know. The class finished. This is page 147. 147. And we're not going to do the experiments because at least I gave you some examples of how things change from one state to another state. Okay, so let's look at some of these changes. So when you crush the ice in a beaker at room temperature, what do you think is going to happen? So think about it, room temperature. It's like in your room, so it's a little bit hot. What will happen to the ice if you put it outside? Is it going to stay ice? If it's in England, maybe, because England is cold. If it's in Alaska, definitely it's going to stay ice. But in Thailand, I think the ice is going to change, right? Class, does anybody have an idea? Okay, the ice is going to melt. So if you have it outside, or even if you have it at room temperature, it's going to melt. And it's going to turn into water. Please write. Okay, next one. If you heat it up, if you heat the ice in a beaker, so I think this could be maybe one of 2 things. So I think maybe it's going to turn into a liquid, or maybe it's going to turn into a gas. Maybe both is going to happen. So let's see. Okay, so as soon as it starts boiling, it's going to make steam. So that would be like evaporation. If you make it really hot, it's going to be a gas. Okay, the third one, we have a watch glass with some ice cubes placed on the beaker and heated up. Now, I think what's going to happen here is this is kind of the same as if you have a glass of cold soda outside, there's going to be water outside the glass. That is called condensation. So I think number 3 is going to be condensation. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so there's some water and it's coming from the air. Next one, we have a test tube with water placed inside a wash basin with some ice mixed with salt. I have a feeling the ice is going to become a gas. That's what I think. No. The water will turn into ice, actually. Okay. Okay, that's it. Okay, class, so please write down this, everything. This is page 148. Please write it. Okay. Okay, class, I think we still have time for one more page. So I think we can do page 153 as well. It's going to be the last page that we do for today. And this time I want you to try to do the answers yourself. So I'm going to give you some time to do it. Then I will show you the answers. So I'm actually going to give you 5 minutes to do it. Okay, so page 153, page 153, I'm going to give you 5 minutes. Please look at the picture and then see what's happening in the picture. And don't forget to look at that other diagram on page 149. So maybe I will show you that one on the screen. Class, are you finished writing this? Class, did you finish to write this page? Okay, I hope so. Okay, so I will show you that other page, this one. Okay. Okay. Okay, class, I want you to do page 153. And I even think that I want to see how you do it. So maybe you can send me some photo on the group. You are class 5, are you? Do you have a group? Let me just check. You do have a group. Yes. Okay. Okay. Class, I want you to do page 153. I'm going to give you 5 minutes. So please do page 153. I will write it on the message. Okay, so I'm giving you 5 minutes. Please do page 153. I will ask some students to check that you've done it. The class, 1 more minute, then I will ask you for your answers. Okay, that's it. Okay, so I'm going to ask some students, and then you can tell me what you see in the pictures. And it's okay if you help your friend, that's fine. Okay, so let's start with number 3, T. So let me find all the names first. So that would be Tanawit. There he is. Okay, number 3. What can you see in picture 1? It's a glass of
gas, liquid,
so actually it's not a liquid. If you look carefully, it's ice. Okay. And what is happening to the ice? There are actually 2 things happening to the ice. So what happened to the ice cream?
mountain,
So when the ice cubes change to a liquid, what do we say? So please look on the screen. When the ice changed to the liquid, it's called what?
mountain,
That's good. You got it. Melting. Good. And also, I think some of the ice is changing to a gas. And what do we call that? From a solid to a gas is called sublimation. Yeah, that's it. And if you can see little droplets of water, that would also be condensation, but actually I don't see any. Because I know if you have a cold glass outside, it's going to make water outside the glass, but actually I don't see it. So maybe it's only melting and sublimation. So thank you very much, number 3. So let's go to another student. Let's go to number 9, cartoon 1. What can you see in picture 2? Student number 9, cartoon 1. What can you see in picture 2 on page 153?
sublimation,
Good job. Okay, let's see. Sublimation is going from the solid to the gas. Perfect. Yes, going from the solid to the gas. I think that's maybe everything. Yeah. I think it's only sublimation. Yeah. Because the solid is making a gas. Sublimation. Okay. Let's ask another student. Maybe I'll ask idea 2, number 15.
yes,
Little bird. Okay. So what can you see in the third picture? There's a bottle and a glass, right?
yes,
And which one is cold? The bottle or the glass?
water,
Good job, yes. So the bottle is very cold. Now there is some little water droplets forming outside the bottle. What do we call that? So when it comes from a gas to a liquid.
liquid,
Gas to liquid.
gas,
Okay, so that is actually condensation. So we can see the bottle is very cold, and then there's some water droplets on the bottle. And where does it come from? It comes from the air. So it's the gas turning into the liquid is called condensation. And then also, I think what happens when the water turns to the gas? When water turns to gas, it's called what?
Water.
No, the water changed to gas, so the water changed to water vapor, which is called what?
Yes.
Vaporization. Okay. And I think there is no melting because I don't see ice, so there's no melting. And there's no sublimation because I don't see solid things. So it's only condensation and vaporization. Okay. Okay, picture number 4. Let's ask another student. Maybe I will ask cow home, which is number 22.
Yes.
Okay. So picture number 4, what can you see? So I see a pot. Inside the pot is what? Picture number 4, page 153. There is a big pot of water and it's boiling. And so the water changes from the liquid to the gas. And what do you call this change? From liquid to gas.
Gas.
From liquid to gas. Okay, I believe that would be vaporization as well. When some water is a liquid and you make it hot, it will become a gas. And liquid to gas is vaporization. Okay. Okay, class, and the last one it says here, when something changed from the solid to the liquid. So any student can answer me. When something changed from solid to liquid, what do we say?
Melting.
Melting, that's it. Okay, and so I think what they want you to draw is just an ice cube that is melting. So I will show you the answers now. So here we are. Okay, so first one, melting, and also sublimation. I think sublimation maybe also. Number 2 is sublimation. That boy was right. Number 3 is condensation. I think also vaporization. And number 4, maybe vaporization. And what they want you to draw is an ice cube that is melting. So you can draw this. So class, you have an ice cube that's melting, and we are finished. It's like the ice cream that melts, but this is the ice cube that melts. Okay, class, I have to go to another class, so I have to go. And you can finish your drawing. I'm sure you know what to draw. It's not too hard. And I will see you, let's see, I'm going to see you tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Okay, class, so let's finish the class and then I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you,
Okay.
teacher.
Okay, bye-bye. See you next time.